World News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Good day to all of our listeners here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. This is World News in 5 and I'm your host, Steph Vicente. The Libyan army chief has died after a plane crash in Turkey. The BBC reports Libya's prime minister confirmed that General Mohammed Ali Ahmed al-Haddad was on board a Falcon 50 aircraft that went down while flying to Ankara or from Ankara to Tripoli. 4 other people were with him on the plane. According to Turkish Interior Minister Ali Yerlikaya, contact with the business jet was lost at around 8:52 in the evening local time, about 42 minutes after it took off from Ankara's airport. Before communication was cut, the aircraft had requested an emergency landing. Libyan Prime Minister Abdul Hamid Dibaba, who heads the internationally recognized Government of National Unity, said he was informed of General Haddad's death. He also confirmed that other Libyan military officials were among the passengers. General Haddad and his delegation were in Turkey for talks to strengthen military and security cooperation between the said country and Libya. In other news overseas, Ukrainian forces have pulled out from the eastern town of Siversk as Russian troops continue their slow advance. The Ukrainian military said the withdrawal was done to protect the lives of soldiers, noting that Russian forces had a clear advantage in manpower. It added that Ukrainian troops had weakened the enemy during months of fighting. According to BBC News, Russia's capture of Siversk brings its forces closer to the key cities of Slovyansk and Kramatorsk, the last major Ukrainian strongholds in the Donetsk region. Earlier, officials reported that 3 people, including a young child, were killed overnight in Russian drone and missile attacks across Ukraine. Before the war, Siversk was home to around 11,000 people, but the town has been largely destroyed after months of intense fighting. Ukraine had earlier denied Russia's claim of taking control 2 weeks ago. Russia now controls about 75% of Donetsk and nearly all of neighboring Luhansk, together known as the Donbass. Moscow has warned that Ukrainian troops must leave the region or face its full takeover. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is under growing pressure from United States President Donald Trump to give up Donbass as peace talks continue. And finally, Yemen's Houthi rebels and the Saudi-backed Yemeni government have agreed to carry out a major prisoner exchange seen as an important humanitarian step toward easing the conflict. Under the deal, about 1,700 Houthi detainees will be released in exchange for around 1,200 prisoners held by the other side. Those to be freed include 7 Saudi nationals and 23 Sudanese. According to CNN, Saudi Arabia's ambassador to Yemen said the agreement was signed under the supervision of the United Nations and the International Committee of the Red Cross, calling it a key confidence-building measure. The United Nations said the deal was finalized after 12 days of talks in Muscat, Oman. UN Special Envoy Hans Grunberg welcomed the agreement, saying it could help reduce the suffering of detainees and their families. Prisoner exchanges remain one of the few areas of progress in Yemen's long-running war. This latest deal will be the largest exchange so far. And that concludes today's edition of World News in 5. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, This has been Steph, Vicente. Good day and stay safe, everyone.
World News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.